In today's episode, we are joined by Maximilian Haberl, a Vienna-based TV and film composer who took a leap of faith and switched his career from the marketing agency to the music that is his passion. So let's dive into it. So welcome to Life of Artists podcast. And I want to start from the beginning. Can you share a little about yourself? Because we spoke before and you mentioned that you had a marketing agency and now you became a composer for a film and TV. So can you tell us more about it?
Exactly. So first of all, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk with you. 2 years ago, I had a marketing agency, and at the end of the day, I stopped with that because I wanted to spend my time differently. And I really wanted to every day just do something that I really love doing, which was music. I made music before. I was into making beats. Nothing too serious, but I still enjoyed it very much. And before, I had always the belief that I don't want to make money with music, and it's nothing that I, have to do. But the marketing agency, I only did that because of the money, basically. And so that was a big shift. I just wanted to spend my time differently. And I knew that I'm very passionate about music, have been making music all my life. So that was really my background behind that and behind the switch. And honestly, I can say that it's been the best decision ever. And so, yeah, I'm really glad about that.
So can you tell us, did you it was an easy decision to make the switch, or did you have to make some sacrifices along the way?
It's been, I have everything that I've done in the marketing agency. It is very helpful right now. I'm using a lot of the skills that I learned right now. So it was definitely worth it. I would not change anything looking back. And as you say, you can only connect the dots looking backwards, not looking forward. And yeah, I think in this industry, a lot of people are very focused on just the music, just the artistic side, and kind of neglecting the business side, which is as important. You can even say more important than the artistic side. And any sacrifices? No, honestly, I'm spending my time every day how I want to spend it, making music. I would not do anything else. So yeah, it's been a great decision.
I think that's important to spend the time, because the time is quantity in our life to spend all the things that we really want to do. Can you share more maybe how this composing came about? Like, what was the reasoning behind it, and also where the music started for you?
Yeah, so why exactly composing? At first, when I made the switch, I was focusing on beats again, and then also making samples, and then I kind of switched into composing. And honestly, when I said I will focus only on composing because I didn't want to, do 3 different things, I want to go all in on one thing, I did not really have a clue about composing at all. And it kind of just developed, this understanding, those skills along the way, and really meeting so many incredible people. And something that really helped me out a lot in the beginning, and even now, and also for the goals I have right now, is Instagram. Just using Instagram to the best of your ability to not only show your work, also show yourself, the person behind it. People don't want to have a big company. They want to see yourself, the person, the personality. And that's what they really connect with. And the switch, I learned, got some amazing connections through that. People that are just a lot of levels above my level. And it was just easy to connect. That's really the thing with Instagram. It's very easy to connect with people that are way advanced, maybe more advanced than you.
And I agree totally. Like, we are connected through the Instagram, and then
exactly.
How this came about.
Absolutely.
And I have a question here, because a rejection within the entertainment and artistic industry is very huge. And how did you learn to deal with it, or are you managing to live with it?
Yeah. So I think everything is about how you frame it. So I can reframe absolutely anything. And a rejection, I think this question is kind of based on dualistic thinking. So there's something good that happens, there's something bad that happens. This is right, this is wrong. I don't think there's any bad thing that happens, because eventually it will turn to something great always if you give it enough time. So any rejection means just you can learn something from it. It's just feedback. And I don't really use the word rejection or failure or anything like that, because I see myself as a scientist. I'm just doing things, throwing things against the wall and seeing what sticks. And I'm just gathering feedback. The more I put out there, and if it's a message and I get a no, or I send out the message and I don't get a reply back at all, that's just feedback. That's not a rejection. Yeah. It's just feedback. It's just data. And the more I put out there, the more feedback I'll get. And next time I can just adjust my experiment and try something else. So there's when I get a no, it doesn't hurt me at all, because I know I just use it as information.
This is a very nice way of going around it, like from the scientific point of view. I don't even idea about it, but that's very interesting. Yeah. But like, I have maybe want to ask more deeper question, because like, okay, rejection on a first level is very easy. Okay, no, person will not respond. But what is the example for you that you deal with when you all the way in, almost closing the project, and then you're getting rejected? That can happen too.
Yeah. Happens a lot.
So it happens a lot. So how you maybe deal with that kind of rejection, because it is rejection at the end.
Yeah. So obviously this one hits harder, but I just know that people that have way more success just have failed way more often. If you want to double your rate of success, just double your rate of failures. So again, it's just how you frame it. You can be in a bad emotion about it, and you can carry that with yourself for the next month. Oh my God, I got rejected there. Or you can look forward and again use it as evidence as feedback. I think the most important thing is what emotion you're at, and if you're really in a bad emotion, if you, as I said, carry that with you, it doesn't help you in any way. So just look forward, and everyone is going through that. I know the more I fail, the more I will succeed at the end.
Yeah.
But really, really good question.
Yeah. I have a question here also. Like, when is the moment of when you actually end up you saying no, or someone says no to you?
Yeah.
Do you think that will end up with something better later on? Like, or if you say no 100 times, you think there will nothing be better coming up? Like, how do you deal with the no situation?
So again, looking at this very scientifically, when I know I send out 20 messages and that leads to one yes, then I'm very excited to send out the messages, and I'm also excited to get the no's.
And like many musicians are struggle with belief that you actually have to have degree, like the same I think is in acting. Yeah. But how you overcome those narratives of like you have to have, I don't know, a crazy degree, or like, having a well-known university behind you to actually be in the music industry. So how you deal with that kind of like side of it?
Yeah. Let me ask you, is this very common in the acting industry?
Depends. I would say more, I feel now I'm more in 2 years into it. I think now social media probably playing bigger role, but if you say schools, it helps too.
Yeah, of course.
So if you have schools, they will not say anything, but they will like, okay, it's some credits there too.
Yeah.
But I never questioned that. That's, I think, good question to ask if you're even in a casting room to those people who are actually making the decisions. I think that's a very good question to ask them. But usually what I say, I think now people say, do they like visuals? Do they like how I look? Probably that will go for that. And then Instagram, and then the degrees and whatever you did. If you don't have a name in the industry, I'll probably go around this way.
So in music, I mean, nowadays it's not that important at all. I mean, if you really want to go for a degree and you think this is what helps you getting there, go for it. But I think for me, there are faster ways to progress in music. And I know enough people that don't have a degree. And so that's why I don't think it's necessary. Of course, there are a lot of people thinking that you have to have a degree.
Yeah.
And at first it would affect me a bit, but nowadays it's just like I've heard this often enough and I have seen enough evidence for the other side. So, over time you build up this tolerance to people saying, music, you can't make money with this anyway, or you need a degree, something like this. And so over time you just grow and you just learn.
Okay. Do you have any like daily or weekly rituals that help you to stay positive and focused? Because it's a very hard industry, let's not forget about it. Do you have like any routines that help you to stay true to your beliefs and true to your dreams?
Yeah, so basically just one routine, and that's meditation. I'm big on meditation. Every time in the morning, at least 1 hour, and then throughout the day just little mini meditations to really keep myself in the best state. As I said before, the emotion you're in when you're working determines everything. So when everyone knows this, when you're working and just thinking, okay, let's just get this done. Let's just do this real quick. You will get very different results versus, okay, I'm actually excited. I'm really passionate about this and I really want to do the best job. And so that's what I spend a lot of time, a lot of effort in, really keeping the state up. And everyone knows those days when you're just feeling like you don't want to do anything. And you're just kind of dragging along. And the thing, that's just a state and you can change that. You can change it all the time. No matter how hard it might seem, it's just a skill.
I agree. I didn't do that on the beginning, but I think when I grew older, I think that's a time that gives you for yourself, for you and yourself, and you like actually can do those things. And let's maybe go into like business and marketing things, because like a lot of artists, they're focusing only on their craft and they're forgetting about the business side of it. So what do you think and why is important to have those skills?
So I used to think that skill plays the biggest role in your success as an artist, but I don't think that anymore. I think that to some degree, skill doesn't have that much to do with your success and the type of money you're making. When you're only focusing on your art as an artist, you can do this as a hobby. But in my opinion, and everyone else can think differently, but I think that if you really want to make this your career, you got to have business skills, you got to have marketing skills. My background in marketing agency really comes in handy. So, for example, what I talked earlier about outreach and sending out messages and seeing this very scientifically, not being attached to one person. When it's a no, you just send out the next one. You just got feedback. That's a lesson that I got from business. Also, something else that I implementing right now is outsourcing stuff, like whether that's finding a lead list or gathering a lead list, reaching out to that lead list to some degree, even some things with the art. So like certain things that I don't like doing, whether it's mixing or orchestrating a certain part, you can just outsource that because any business person, any entrepreneur will not do all the tasks in the business. You just don't have enough time. And also a belief that hinders people from actually doing that is, I can do this better than anyone else. But this is not a belief that will help you in any way. What if you just believe that you will find someone that can do this action way better than you, even better? So that's the second really important business skill, just having a really good team and inspiring your team, and also just in the first place, knowing that there are other people that can do this way better and seeing this as an investment, not as, okay, I have to pay this person. I'm glad to pay this person.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are the few key lessons that you took from your more marketing background that you're applying now? You said outsourcing. Yeah, that's I think the first one that you said. Like, do you have any others?
Yeah. So this mindset of not what can I get, but rather thinking, okay, what can I give? When you're going on a sales call, when you're reaching out to other people, sending messages, when you're coming from the position of, okay, what can I give? Everything will be different. Every conversation, how you start a conversation, every word you say will be different, because when you are thinking, what can I get? How can I make money? How can I get this project? You are very focused on yourself, and the other person will know that it's kind of this needy energy, right?
Yeah.
This kind of salesy also. And when you make it all about them, their needs, what they want, what kind of project they are working on, what kind of music they want to, what kind of temp tracks they have, what kind of people they worked with in the past. Did they like the collaboration? What didn't they like with it? Okay, communication. So you know what you will do, really great job at, because that's really important to them. And so you're really this mindset of what can I give? Because I'm not asking myself, how can I make that kind of money? I'm asking myself, how can I provide that value that this type of money seems cheap for it? So that's also a really big shift when it comes to that I learned from the business.
Regarding to that, if you're on the beginning of you will speak to your younger self, what kind of advice you will give to that person? Or in general, what kind of advice you will give to someone who is on the beginning, doesn't know what to do, and he wants to be a film composer?
Yeah. So first of all, just if there's any pressure to make it work or any kind of, anxiety, just relax. It's such an exciting journey. And there's so much to learn, so many incredible people to work with. And honestly, just have fun. Just focus on having fun and put yourself out there. Put your work out there. Put yourself as a person out there. Whether that's on Instagram, but also offline. I find it very important to have a balance between going to festivals and film events, but also being very, very active on my Instagram with posting stories, but also reaching out to people, actively engaging with your followers. And my one advice would be just get failing, just get out there, just do things.
But do you have
collect the feedback? Yeah.
No, like for example, like in acting industry, like for example, like when you're starting out, it's good to have a headshots done. It's good to have like a show reel. It's good to have I don't know, a videotape of your introduction. Yeah. Do you have anything like that for the film and TV composer? Like what are the
honestly,
key
I think
tips?
You will figure that out along the way anyway.
Yeah.
You will, when you connect yourself with the right people and surround yourself with the right people that are a bit ahead of you, you will learn so much. And this is honestly the one thing that levels me up the most, right at the beginning, but also until now, and also in the future, having people that are doing the same thing, doing a similar thing, that have the same goals as you. Yeah. And things like that, I think those are the very specific like tactics, you could say, but you will figure them out anyway. So that's having a demo reel, having a good website, and also actually having the music skills. But I think over time you will figure that out anyway if you have a reason why and you have a vision, you know where you're going.
Yeah, I think that's important to know where you're going, because like sometimes like you can feel stuck in the moment, like especially in our industries, but like I think it's very important to at least know where you're going. You don't know the way, but at least you know.
Of course, you don't have to know the way.
Yeah,
that's also a big lesson.
Yeah,
you might know the steps that will get you there, but you can never know exactly how. And when you obsess about it, I think you're really standing in the way. You're not allowing things to happen to you. And you don't have to know anything.
And I have two final questions to you. First one is, what are you inspired by in this season of your life? And second will be, what is next for you in your journey?
What I'm inspired by right now. So you mean musicians or like in general?
In general, in this season of your life. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to go way deeper into my niche, which is hip hop production and this combination with cinematic music. And I really think that's a very modern sound, a very also kind of unique sound. You didn't hear that many people doing it. Of course, you have Chris Benstead and his score in The Gentleman. That's something that really inspires me. I just want to build my unique voice and really be known for that thing. The guy that made beats, that makes now cinematic music, that combines that. So building that really inspires me.
And what is next for you?
What is next? Yeah, as I said, just keep continuing this niche, building this niche for myself, and just keep connecting with really cool artists, with really cool people, build relationships, build friendships along the way, and just have fun.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing your story. I think a lot of people will be inspired.
Hope so.
Yeah. If this episode moved you, please don't forget to share it with your friend. Like, subscribe, and leave the comment with the part that resonated with you the most. And I will see you in the next one.